All right, Diane, thank you so much. As the homeless crisis continues to impact our region, the San Diego Rescue Mission is saying, and now I'm quoting here, it's not the government's issue to fix. The community needs to come together to address the issue. Here to share more and explain that quote is the CEO of the San Diego Rescue Mission and a longtime friend of KUSI, Mr. Donnie Dee. Mr. Dee, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning. Good to see you guys again.
So the catch line here, it's not a government problem to fix. The community needs to come together. Let's start there. Explain that.
Well, because we don't take government funding, I think we have an honest, healthy, genuine view of this, and we don't think it's a government problem to fix. And I think anybody that lives in San Diego knows that this situation's gotten worse, and so clearly what we're doing isn't working. And what we're doing primarily is using government funding to address the humanitarian crisis. We don't think the government can fix it. They don't mobilize well. They don't prioritize well, and do they agree on anything? And so when it comes to strategies and solutions around how we're going to help our neighbors, people experiencing homelessness, we think the government provides a role, but the community really has to step up if we're going to make a difference and change the state of homelessness.
But they do agree on something. They agree on shoveling tax dollars towards the issue in some capacity, be it or trying to create affordable housing or whatever the the issue of the day is or the solution of the day is. So isn't more money the solution?
No, more money's not the solution. There's plenty of resources and there's plenty of services. I think the system that's been built is very difficult to navigate for the person that's sleeping on the streets. I think that we lack coordination. A lot of great organizations like ours and others that are out there doing phenomenal work are working in silos. I mean, look, the 18 cities in San Diego County are working in silos. They get elected to think about their city, and we have 18 plans for how we're going to address homelessness in San Diego County. Is that a good strategy? Is that a good path forward? We would say at the San Diego Rescue Mission it's not. And so we're working hard to connect with mayors to try to figure out how we implement a regional approach. We think that it takes a system, like a one countywide system where the person experiencing homelessness, regardless of what city you're from, you can get plugged into services and get the help that you need to change your life.
And is the worm turning there a little bit? Because you're seeing Father Joe's come around to the Alpha Project way of thinking, like dealing with the crux of the problem, which is either mental issues or substance abuse. Those two seem to be the biggest two buckets of homeless. Is that accurate?
I think that's accurate, yeah. The majority of the people sleeping on the streets are dealing with some type of addiction. We don't think that they want to have that addiction. Like we believe that as you hear the stories, that what they've been through, it's actually not the addiction that's the most difficult thing to address. The most difficult thing to address is the issues of their heart. And so what people and service providers are coming around to is that homelessness is actually a heart issue. The government would tell you that homelessness is a housing issue. Most San Diegans would tell you that homelessness is a drug and alcohol issue. The service providers are starting to see that homelessness is actually a heart issue. And so once we can rehabilitate the heart and help the person deal with the trauma that they've experienced, then we can work on getting them living again.
So that would suggest to me then the money that we're pouring into affordable housing, and if we poured that into treatment centers and had multiple treatment centers around the county, that's the solution. Deal with the problem at its crux.
Amen. When we would say that too. We are the one state out of the 50 that has committed to Housing First. Housing First is a federal initiative that says that the solution for homelessness is make housing the priority. If you get people off the streets, they're going to want to work on their stuff. And we've spent billions of dollars on that approach, and it just doesn't work.
And I mean, not to cast aspersions on the motivations for Housing First, but that then also takes care of some union people who are going to be building the housing. and so there seems... Okay, let me ask you this. If politicians, if their per word was going towards fixing the problem, this problem would be long gone because they talk about it a lot.
Wow.
But do they talk about it? But is there enough action coming from our political class?
Well, I have gotten to know many of the mayors because we do an annual mayor symposium at the San Diego Rescue Mission that we host. And last year, on August 5th at Loma Santa Fe Country Club, we had 16 of the 18 mayors there. And it was a significant time of planning and strategizing and talking about how we can work together. I believe that most of the mayors have made this their priority. And I believe that most of the mayors and city managers and police chiefs and fire chiefs want this situation to get better. I think the problem is that we're blaming them primarily for the problem, but the dollars aren't going to the cities. The dollars are going to service providers. The dollars are going to the RTFH, Regional Task Force on Homelessness. And so we're blaming the cities, but really the majority of the resources aren't going to them.
Homelessness has become big business.
Well, I would hate to think that anybody's in this for the dollars, but the reality of it is that we're going to stay high level as an organization, and we're going to try to build a community of people that can pray, that can serve, and that can give financially so that we can actually give people the help that they need to change their lives.
Donnie Dee, thanks for rolling in.
Thank you, sir.
All right, Ladies Guild and all volunteers.